Alright, good afternoon guys, Oxy here. I know it's been a minute, and until my living situation gets settled, videos are going to be few and far between. I'll be upfront and honest with you right now. So, there's that. And since a lot of people got the game over Christmas, and I know it's, how do I say this, a lot of unnecessary people raging and complaining. Here are my top 5 tips to get better at Injustice 2 and play at a higher level. If you notice any tips that you feel should be on this list and I did not include, please let me know in the comments section down below. But let's get into it. Alright, my first tip. Practice mode. It's there for a reason. Use it. And for all intents and purposes,
Bane.
We're going to go into practice mode for a second.
Superman.
Practice mode is probably your best tool to get better at Injustice 2. Not only can you figure out and fully flesh out a character before you go online, you can figure out what your environments have to offer, like specific interactables that do bonus fire damage. Figure out even little links and stuff, like how if I hadn't gone to practice mode, I wouldn't figure out that Bane's down 1 chains into his mercenary elbow, or his Venom uppercut. Practice mode also has record and playback. So if you hop online and you see somebody using a certain character, let's say Superman, and I have to get out of his forward 2-3 pressure, I could just record him doing it. Just as forward 2-3 until I figure out a way to deal with it. And by the way, with Bane, there really isn't any. You just have to do a throw in between the gap and hope for the best. Practice mode, you can also check your frame data. Now, see all this stuff on the right hand side here? Move type, damage, block damage. That's your frame data. Well, not really, that's just your move data. Then frame data is down below. 7 frame startup, -5 on block. Basically, all this means is how long it takes for a move. Let's see how much advantage you have on block. Like if you, like for example, Bane's 1-1, 2 down 2. I have a 2 frame advantage on my next move, which means they have to, if they want to beat me off the punch for my next button press, they have to have a move faster than 5 frames. If I was just going to do my standing jab. And stuff like that. You can learn to read frame data on your own time. It's honestly not that hard. Tip number 3. Got to back up here. Matchups. Learn your matchups. I can't stress this enough. Injustice 2 is one of those weird fighting games for me, where it's not about how skilled you are as a player sometimes, as it is about the matchup that you are fighting. Like, for example, you have Bane here.
Bane.
I took the time in to learn his matchups. He is a good character in the right situations. He's very good at what he does, but not a lot of characters allow for it. Like, for example, Superman here is your worst matchup in the game because of his character trait. Red Hood is also somebody who is going to rock your world 10 out of 10 every time if you're not careful. Ever since the update, Firestorm has become a bit of a problem matchup. Aquaman can be difficult, it just depends how you handle his armored back 3. Harley, Zoning, and Hyenas are a problem. Dr. Fate, Green Arrow, Deadshot, Starfire. The point I'm trying to get is the list goes on, but you go to practice mode with these matchups and you figure out how to deal with problem characters. That's what it exists for. Or you could just go online and play as much as you want. Tip number 4. And honestly, this is the big one. I actually have to go in and find it real quick. Alright. When you start this game, there are going to be 2 options that are always on. You hit Y or triangle if you're on PlayStation. You have a choice between random select and controller configuration. Personally, I always turn release check off. I don't really like input shortcuts, button shortcuts. I can't stand those because, how do I say this? There are certain moves you have in this game that will not work with those on. Like, in Mortal Kombat X,
Bane. Superman.
that certain combination was a bit of a problem if you had a command grab character. Because of the complicated input, the game would decide, hey, this isn't what he wanted to do, he wanted to do something else. My down 1 elbow would become down 1 uppercut. Even though you saw that I did not do anything for the uppercut, it still came out. And my last tip to get better at this game, don't be afraid to lose. When you hop online to Injustice 2, whether you play rank sets, player matches, whatever you do, it's going to display a percentage chance for you to win down at the bottom. I personally think that that thing is stupid and should not be in the game. Because you see that? They'll decline you just because of record and their chances to win. I'll play a match. I'm not afraid to lose. And honestly, in this game, losing is just a learning experience. Declined again. You can't get better if you don't learn. Plain and simple. So don't be afraid to play people better than you. How else are you going to learn new characters and new matchups and play on a higher level? If you keep playing on the same level, there it is again. Great record, low win odds, so he's not going to play the match. So, as you can see, guys, some people are afraid to lose because that means they're not going to get better. At least that's what they think. If you learn your matchups, you play them through, and you commit to being better with a character, I can guarantee you this game will be nothing. But that's it for today, guys, and I'd like to thank you all very much for watching and for your continued support for this channel. I appreciate it because I've been going through some really rough shit lately. And I'll be back with you guys as soon as I can. But until then, it's Connor, and I'm out. Have a fantastic day.